Hello there, good evening to you. You're watching the Evening News Bulletin right here from our studio on the John Evans Terminals High Street in Accra. This evening, these are top stories. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has urged all Ghanaians to assist the government to shape the country's digital future for the better. Now, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo has commissioned a chips compound, a merchandise borehole, and a 6-unit classroom block in his region. We have more details to the story in this bulletin. And in some religious stories, over the weekend, a new batch of executives of the Anglican Men's Fellowship were charged to avail themselves to be used as vessels for Christ by Archbishop Ben Smith. And also, we have some... We've got details of these and some more coming up in this evening's bulletin. We're streaming live on Facebook, Adoatv Ghana, YouTube, Adoatv GH. You can also visit our website on www.adoanewsonline.com. The news is brought to you by Verna Natural Mineral Water, CB Herbal Center, and also Plusty Ties and Accessories. I am Anastasia, but we're now to the details. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has urged all Ghanaians and urged relevant stakeholders in the digital and innovation sector to come on board and assist government to shape the country's digital future for the better. According to the Vice President, the only way Ghana can obtain a vibrant local digital economy is through a united front.
So let me begin in having this week, let me begin by commending all the stakeholders who have committed resources and worked tirelessly to organize this event. I'd like to congratulate the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the Accra Digital Center, the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, the Ghana Chamber of Technology, Ashesi University, University of Ghana, Ghana Hubs Network, Mashav, and GIZ. More than a planning committee, this group is becoming an innovation task force that will support the digital innovation ecosystem to follow up on the priorities and agreements reached during this Ghana Digital Innovation Week. I see a continued need to uphold the collaborative nature of this partnership if this is to become an annual event. And I fully expect that it will be an annual event going forward. This Ghana Digital Innovation Week will serve as a platform to discuss and define a common national vision that drives digital innovation and generates wide interest and prompts concrete actions in the policy, legislative, regulatory spaces, and the needed hard infrastructure. Furthermore, let us use this opportunity to highlight our nation's achievements in the digital innovation ecosystem and lead the conversation on how best Ghana can position itself to drive its development agenda through inclusive and collaborative stakeholder participation in the ecosystem. It is through an open, inclusive, and participatory process where the voices of all can be heard in crafting Ghana's digital future and unleash the true potential that innovation. The opportunities to leverage technology for accelerated and inclusive development had never been so tangible. This is the time to take a critical look at our innovations and the digital transformation journey and feed our reflections and ambitions into a shared vision. Ladies and gentlemen, let me emphasize that to achieve this inclusive and accelerated development, all stakeholders must work together in order to grow Ghana and African countries' innovation and ecosystems. Tapping into the experience, expertise, and networks of all countries, particularly our Pan-African brothers and sisters, will not only offer us a wealth of lessons and insights, but will also help us build effective, collaborative innovation ecosystems. Hand in hand with our partners, we shall continue to nurture our local innovation ecosystems and establish connections with the ecosystems abroad. Innovation sees no boundaries, but for us to explore its full potential, we must join hands within our local ecosystems and also across innovation ecosystems in Africa and elsewhere to strengthen our foundations and accelerate innovations.
And now to some religious stories. The Most Reverend Dr. Cyril Kobina Ben Smith, Archbishop of the Internal Province of Ghana, has charged the newly elected national executives of the Anglican Men's Fellowship to endeavor to allow themselves to be used as vessels of Christ. The Most Reverend called on the executives and members alike to be steadfast and unwavering in their service to God and develop Christian characters to lead the unsaved to Christ.
Making the call at the weekend installation of the executives, a colorful ceremony held at the Christ the King Anglican Church Sakumono, he stated that the church faces a lot of challenges and hence it's their responsibility to ensure the Anglican Church forges ahead.
We face a lot of challenges. It's very important. Repositioning the Anglican Church for the future is all that we want to do in our term. And I know that with your support, the Anglican Church in the next 10 years will not remain as we met it. And I think that is important. In our own time, we have an obligation, we have a duty to transform it. It's like the baton. When we were in school and you do the 4x4 baton, if you start the race well, no matter how well you start it, if the people holding on the second and the third and the fourth do not do well, you lose.
The Most Reverend Dr. Cyril Kobina Ben Smith urged them not to dismay, but rather be strong and courageous.
Joshua was called to lead Israel, and God instructed him again in similar words. He says to him, to Joshua, only be strong and be very courageous. As national leaders, you must be strong. I'm sure, I know that you are strong. The national leaders, I know you are very strong. There is no doubt about it. But you must be stronger. You must be strong and be courageous. And that is the issue with leadership. As a leader, you have to take the decisions for the people. And then they will cry. And then they will make noise sometimes. It's like human nature. When God led the people of Israel, they were in Egypt, they were suffering. Remember? They were suffering there. And then God led them out. For a while they were happy. When they got to the middle of it, there was no water. Hey, trouble. Hey, you people, Moses, where are you? You have brought us from where we were. Now you have no water to drink. Complaining is part of our nature as human beings. And as a leader, if you want to listen to complaints, you cannot forge ahead. You must be resolute. You must be committed. Emma, you must know where you are going. That is important.
Subsequently, he admonished them to allow themselves to be used as vessels to the glory of God.
In work is to allow ourselves. Allow yourself. And that's why you are working with Jesus. You can only work with Jesus when you allow yourself to be a vessel. To be a vessel. Just a vessel. One of the things I heard about John the Baptist was a very special kind of man. He was a very special kind of Christian. They came to him and they said, "Who are you? Are you the Christ? Are you Elijah? Are you Elisha?" They went on with so many things. It would have been easy for him to extol himself and to exalt himself. He said, "None of these things. I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make his path straight." So that is your calling, our beloved men's fellowship. Allow yourself to be used as a vessel to the glory of God. Your time, your effort. Let us walk with Jesus, with him in mind. Allow ourselves to be used to his glory. Allow ourselves to be just a vessel, nothing more.
Accordingly, he assured them of his massive support geared towards repositioning the Anglican Church for the future.
And I can assure you that you have the support of the National Church as well. Under my leadership, we can work together.
In all, 16 officers were installed.
Of Ghana, internal province, have the greatest honor to declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective national office to which you were elected this 20th day of November in the year of our Lord 2021 and in the 10th year of our consecration and of our enthronement, the first. And may God Almighty, on whom be justly ascribed all might, power, majesty, dominion, and glory, crown all your efforts with unqualified success. Amen. Amen. Lord, have mercy upon us. Lord, have mercy upon us. Our Father,
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever.
Congratulations to newly appointed executives and also the Anglican Men's Fellowship. Now, moving away from that, the Ghana Police Service, during a special intelligence-led operation, has arrested 4 robbery suspects operating within Wager and its environs, who broke into the residence of their victims at Ajasco Red Top, Kokrobite, and made away with what the police described as personal effects on Thursday, November 18, 2021. This was contained in a statement signed by the Director General of the Police Public Affairs, ACP Kwesi Ofori, on November 22, 2021. The suspects, Benjamin Otu alias Dada Joe, Tony Mensa Yedu alias Big Joe, Bismarck Asabri alias Dagbano, and Nanayao Akon, reportedly broke into their victims' residence and forcibly made away with 3 laptops, an iPhone 8 Plus, 3 Infinix smartphones, Tecno Camon 7, 1 Bluetooth speaker, an extension board, 3 phone chargers, 2 laptop chargers, together with an unspecified amount of money, the statement said. According to the police, upon receipt of the robbery report, the Wager Police Command embarked on a special 8-hour covert operation which led to the arrest of the suspects in their hideouts. Meanwhile, efforts are underway to get other accomplices arrested to face criminal charges. The police administration commended all officers and men of the Wager Divisional Police Command and the team in particular for their hard work and efforts in arresting the 4 suspects. The police further assured the public that it will continue to do whatever it takes to make communities safe and peaceful. Now let's move to Parliament, and the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Smana Kingsford Bagbing, says he has the power to remove the President from office. However, the same cannot be said for the President. Speaking at a post-budget forum held at Adoa in the Volta region, he noted the law gives Parliament the powers to remove a President, but does not give the same powers to the President to be able to remove a Speaker of Parliament.
When I call on the government to look favorably to the two arms of government, the legislature and the judiciary, we, through our grace, support the legislature through the formulas, the common fund, the GET fund. We have been approving some allocations for the construction of their residences and courthouses. And so we support their budget through those lines. Look at your budget, whether you do that for Parliament. Go back and look at the formulas. That is not done. To the extent that all these years, all the laws will be passing, our laws will pass to benefit the executive. Even we forget about Parliament in the language we use. This is self-inflicted. It's not a deficiency in the constitution. It's a deficiency in Parliament itself. We must correct it. And so please, holding back on our budgetary requirements amounts to preventing Parliament and the judiciary from carrying out their mandate as provided for in the Constitution. Let me re-emphasize that the 8th Parliament is properly positioned not to allow itself to be bullied into playing second fiddle to the executive. Parliament can remove His Excellency the President. His Excellency cannot do that to Parliament. As Speaker, His Excellency cannot remove me. But I can, through Parliament, get him removed. My brother seated here can be censured. And some of you are trying to do some of those things. I can assure you, I won't do it. You don't have good reason, so stop.
Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, has over the weekend commissioned and handed over a chips compound facility to the people of Mongnori in the West Gonja municipality. The 197,000 Ghana cedis health facility includes an accommodation unit for health professionals. This has been put together by Salifu Adam Jabu, our correspondent.
Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, speaking during the commissioning of the facility on 20th November 2021, noted that the construction of the CHIPS compound was out of collective effort and therefore thanked the government and all stakeholders for their contribution.
Today is indeed a happy day. It's a happy day because through our collective efforts, we are here to commission a CHIPS compound, a clinic, a health facility for the farming community of Mongnori. This is indeed good news because, as I've said many times, just as big ticket and national projects are important, so are such modest projects too, because they go to serve rural communities, rural folks, and everyday farming communities like Mongnori. And therefore, on my behalf and on the behalf of the municipal chief executives and the chiefs and people of Mongnori, we are extremely grateful to the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his government, and to all the stakeholders who work together to provide the people of Mongnori this health center.
The decentralization of development is key to the government, hence the decision of the government to construct the project in its bid to make healthcare accessible to all, and the project will go a long way to serve the people of Mongnori and also spare them the stress of traveling to surrounding communities to access healthcare.
A long way to deal with the health needs of the people of Mongnori. They will not have to travel all the way to Moli or to Larabange or to Damango to access basic health care. They will have the opportunity of this clinic to access health care. And thankfully and fortunately, through our modest efforts, we provided a motorbike and we brought basic amenities. We brought basic amenities to the clinic to ensure that the health professionals who work here work in happiness and work effectively to provide health care to the good and dignified people of Mognori.
Speaking at the event, the Deputy Savannah Regional Health Director, Mr. Albert Saklu, thanked the MP and Minister as well as the government for the project, which is aimed at making quality healthcare accessible to the people.
So I want to thank the government of Ghana, through Ghana and Minister of Health and Ghana Health Service for the support they've given us. In fact, for the past 1 month, we have a team from Ghana Health Service, World Health Organization, and all other partners in healthcare who have been with us, running around all the areas affected, battling this very deadly disease, and so on and so forth. So please, I want to employ all of you here, those of you who have not yet vaccinated, do your best and get to the nearest facility and go and vaccinate. It is free of charge. Nobody charging a peso for it. Listen to them. And let's protect ourselves. Because life is very important. Life is only one. When you lose it, there's no substitute. So let's see to it that we save ourselves from this deadly disease. Diseases, do not discriminate on the basis of political colors, ethnic background, and what have you.
Still in the Savannah region, Magdan Foundation, a charity organization in collaboration with a member of parliament from the Damango constituency, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, has constructed a 6-unit modern classroom block and a mechanized borehole for the Mimpasem community in the West Gonja municipality in the Savannah region. The gesture forms part of the group's corporate social responsibility and its contribution to the improvement of quality education in the area. Still, Salifu Adam Jabu, our Savannah regional correspondent, has brought up with this report.
A 6-unit classroom block and a mechanized borehole has been constructed for the people of Mimpasem in the West Gonja district of the Savannah region by the Magdan Foundation, in bed with the Member of Parliament for Damango, who serves as the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo. The minister, who joined some representatives from the foundation during the handing over ceremony of the building on 20th November 2021, expressed his sincerest gratitude to the executive director of the foundation and his team for the kind gesture, which he noted will go a long way to serve the community.
Let me very happily and warmly welcome the delegation from Magdan Foundation, and to say how very happy myself and the chiefs and people of Mimpasem are for your visit, the honor of this visit, and to say a big thank you to Dr. Daniel Macaulay and the Magdan Foundation for this very noble intervention for myself and for the people of Mimpasem. We are extremely grateful and we are very appreciative of this step. Thank you so very much. May the partnership between the chiefs and people of Mimpasem and the Magdan Foundation flourish today, forever and ever. Thank you so very much.
Honorable Samuel Abujinapo also added that the group, in partnership with his office, have drilled 15 boreholes in the municipality, which shall be commissioned, whilst plans are far advanced to drill an additional 10 boreholes for the Fulani communities within the area. He further assured the people of the Mimpasem community of the construction of a toilet facility, the renovation of a dilapidated classroom block, and the fulfillment of all other pressing needs of the people. On agriculture, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo disclosed that beneficiaries of the Damango Constituency Farmers Empowerment Program have been supported with tractors, pesticides, weedicides, fertilizers, agricultural tools, amongst others.
Most Ghanaians are still awaiting the decision of Ghana's parliament to disapprove or approve the increment of tax on mobile money as announced by the Minister of Finance while presenting the 2022 budget. Some residents of Tamale in the northern region, like many others in all the four corners of the country, say the proposed increment will compound the already existing hardship on the citizenry and the country at large. Nuruddin Ibrahim has the rest of the report.
A socialist, Mr. Al-Hassan Ibrahim, have said the Kufuor government has lost ideas, hence the imposition of the Momo tax. According to him, managers of the economy pretend as though they think about the welfare of the people, but are rather using dubious means to cash out from the poor.
So definitely to affect the economy. But the government has run out of ideas. And there's nothing to do except just to resort to some of these ridiculous means of raising revenue. We were told that we're going to move from taxation to production, but you are seeing too clear that we have run out of ideas, and the only way to sustain ourselves is through the tax. And that's why government know that this is going to affect everybody, but they just pretend and say, oh, look, let's push the people to fall, but let's pretend to suggest that we really care about them. And that's what is happening now. Otherwise, any government that perhaps cares about the people would want to think twice, especially the Momo component of the e-tax. So if we are able to succeed, I wish that a government takes a second look at it and revise it, especially and exclude the Momo component of the e-tax, so that we will not be taxing it that much, or even raise the bar from 100 Ghana cedis to about 1,000 Ghana cedis. Woman will be transacting money around 1,000 Ghana cedis per day. To affect a lot more of the poor people. People are making argument of the 40%, but little do they know that even if we take one cedi out of somebody's 150 Ghana cedis, it's something.
Some residents expressed their disappointment in the government, stating that they never expected such increment. According to them, the electronic taxation will affect the common in society.
Most of the parents used to pay to assist or support their wards in the schools through Momo or mobile money. And this taxation to be affecting the customers, you can see that that movement is just totally not good. The issue of being abolishing or removing of these toll booths and then bringing new taxations, I think government should have maintained the toll booths and let this taxation should not come at all. So this taxation is very, very terrible for customers. I am part of those that it will affect, because if I have
this type of taxation is a killer taxation, as I may put it, to the ordinary Ghanaian or ordinary citizens of this country. We have already embedded with a lot of taxes in this country. That is at the petrol sector or the petroleum sector, we have a lot of taxes there. And the government trying to bring us another tax on the Momo tax or whatever they call it, either electronic transaction or whatever they call it. It's unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. So, well, as I speak to you right now, it's for me. I've already started. It has already started affecting me in a sense that you know, day and day our people. I used to send money to my brother. Okay, so and what I realized is that they said they are going to be taxing it 1.7% or so. So if my brother received that particular money, example, if I'm to send him 300 Ghana cedis, you have to tax the 300 Ghana cedis. What is it? That means that the amount that he's going to receive will not be enough, or is not be adequate for what he or she is going to receive the money.
This year, while the finance minister presented the 2022 budget, he announced that a 1.7% tax will be imposed on all electronic transactions.
You're watching the Evening News Bulletin at 6 p.m. right here on Adoatv. We'll go for a quick turn and we'll return shortly with details of business news.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Yeah, CBU makeups now. Amaka correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. You want Oh, middle. You captures back on CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules and America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I the
wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do ye. En ka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamase.
Adoa 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin ka to yato.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Welcome back from the break to the business segment and now to the details. The Bank of Ghana has maintained its stance on consumer inflation, projecting it to remain within the medium-term target of 8% with a band of plus 2% in the near term, barring any unforeseen shocks. This pair, the bank will broadly be driven by food prices, which reflect recent supply shocks that are expected to put upward pressure on food prices. The latest projection follows the recent upsurge in inflation for the past few months, researching 11% in October 2021 since the May 2021 low of 7.5%.
The Bank of Ghana has maintained its stand on consumer inflation, projecting it to remain within the medium-term target of 8% with a bound of plus or minus 2% in the near term, bearing any unforeseen shocks. This, per the bank, will broadly be driven by food prices, which reflect in recent supply shocks that are expected to put upward pressure on food prices. Food inflation is forecast to remain elevated in the near term before declining to the central path in the medium term. In contrast, non-food inflation is expected to stay close to central path in the outlook. One section of the central bank's September 2021 inflation outlook and analyze reads: per the Ghana Statistical Service data, inflation had slowed down to 7.5% in May 2021 from 10.3% in February this year. Since then, it has reverted back to the pandemic levels, largely on the back of increasing non-food inflation. Production costs in both food and non-food sectors are forecast to remain low due to the lower domestic input cost, but over the medium term, production costs are projected to gradually increase as the economy recovers. However, the latest inflation data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that food's contribution to overall inflation has declined, contributing less than half of overall inflation. Food inflation's contribution to total inflation further dropped from 48.6% last month to 44.9% in October 2021. But on a monthly basis, food inflation was negative 0.3%, which is lower than the 12-month national average month-on-month inflation rate. In the outlook, activity is expected to improve as businesses explore innovative ways of adjusting the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The bank projects the main upside risk to inflation in the outlook include elevated global food inflation pressure on domestic food prices and high ex-pump prices.
Now, the Peasant Farmers Association is calling for pragmatic policies that will reverse the decline in the contribution of the agriculture sector to the country's gross domestic product. Currently, figures from the Ghana Statistical Service shows that agriculture's contribution to GDP stands at 20.7%, while industry and services contribute 30.6% and 40.2% to GDP.
The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is calling for pragmatic policies that would reverse the decline in the contribution of agriculture sector to the country's gross domestic product. Currently, figures from the Ghana Statistical Service shows that agriculture's contribution to GDP stands at 20.6%, while industry and services sector contribute 30.2% and 49.2% respectively to Ghana's GDP. Speaking at a press conference to analyze the 2022 budget, Head of Programs and Advocacy at the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Dr. Nyaba is of the view that a strong agro sector will create jobs for the youth and also reduce the country's reliance on imports, which would negatively affect the strength of our local currency in relation to the dollar. He stated that a close look at subsectors under the agriculture has also shown a decline in the crop subsector contribution to the overall sector, leading to a shortage of some staple foods on the market. Dr. Nyaba commended government for increasing funds under the Planting for Food and Jobs program, but added that the funds must be released on time to avert a situation that may compel farmers to miss their planting season.
And that will do it for business. You can also log on to our website for more news updates on adoanewsonline.com. I am Anastasia Badu. We'll be right back with sports.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Yeah, welcome back to sports, and moving on to some Asante Kotoko stories. Asante Kotoko and the National Lottery Authority has announced the signing of a partnership deal valued at 1 million Ghana cedis. The deal was launched today at Golden Tulip Hotel in Kumasi, with NLA becoming the newest partner of the Porcupine Warriors.
The Asante Kotoko and the National Lottery Authority have entered into a partnership agreement for the 2021-2022 football season. The one-year partnership is expected to run from 2021 to 2022 Ghana Premier League season, with subject to renewal. This comes barely a week after Kotoko and betting company Betika agreed a 2-year partnership deal worth 1.3 million Ghana cedis. Today's event was attended by Asante Kotoko Chief Executive Officer Naya Amponsa, who expressed gratitude to NLA for investing in the club. NLA boss Samuel Ewuku, a well-known Asante Kotoko fan, was also at the hotel. Asante Kotoko club legends, namely coach Akwesi Appiah, Daniel Asare, George Kennedy, Pokunti Abdulrazak, and Papa Akon were all present. NLA becomes the 13th sponsorship deal sealed by Nana Amponsa's led management since his appointment in September 2020. According to reports, NLA will announce a similar deal with Kotoko's sworn rivals Accra Hearts of Oak in the coming days. The Porcupine Warriors have started the ongoing season on a good note, recording 4 wins out of 4 games played under Prosper Nati. Kotoko sit on the summit of the league table with 12 points and will travel to Karela United for the match day 5 game on Sunday at the Crosby Ewa Memorial Stadium.
Meanwhile, Asante Kotoko maintained their perfect start to the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season after securing a 2-0 win over 11 Wonders, while their rivals Accra Hearts of Oak suffered their first defeat of the championship.
Asante Kotoko beat 11 Wonders by 2-0 at the Babayara Sports Stadium. Goals from Samuel Boateng and Isaac Opon ensured Kotoko kept their 100% win rate in the Ghana Premier League this season in a comfortable win over 11 Wonders at the Barbara Stadium on Saturday. Elsewhere, defending champions Accra Hearts of Oak laboured once again and were beaten at the Obuasi Linkley Sports Stadium by 2-0. Second half goals from Yawano and Abdul Salam were enough to sink Hearts of Oak, who suffered their first defeat of the season after 3 consecutive draws. Elmina Sharks grabbed their first 3 points of the season, nailing down the newly promoted side Viviani Gold Stars 2-1 with goals scored by Enoch Agbulenyo, Mustafa Alhaji and Prince Owusu for the visitors. Abdul Fattah Ishaku scored a brace for Dreams FC, but they threw away a 3 goals advantage to draw 3-3 with Accra Great Olympics on Saturday afternoon. Wafa also stayed at home to draw 2-2 in Sogakope against Maxwell Kunedu's Legon City's side. Indiana Stars humbled Real Tamale United in a 5-1 rout in Doma. Elsewhere, Accra Lions beat Bechem United 2-1, courtesy goals by Raouf Salifo and Champon Christopher. King Faisal were beaten 1-0 in Brikum as they suffered their first defeat of the season. The results keeps Asante Kotoko on the summit of the Ghana Premier League with King Faisal, Great Olympics and Dreams FC making top 4. Defending champions Accra Hearts of Oak sit a place above the relegation zone as Mediema, 11 Wonders and Wafa battle for survival early in the season.
Now let's do some boxing. Isaac Dogbe took another step towards becoming a 2-time world champion after beating Christopher Diaz in Las Vegas on Saturday night. The fight, which was on the undercard of the Terence Crawford and Sean Porter showdown, saw Dogbe win on 2 of the judges' scorecards to edge a very close contest.
Ooh, nice uppercut right there from Dogbe. I picked that up. You see him picking up his feet right now, changing up his rhythm. So he's able to land shots like that left hook. And oh, got caught reaching Diaz.
Yep, he came forward with that earlier and necessary. Now he goes to the inside, 3-punch combination.
World-class fighters, and you can maybe attract some attention from very hardcore boxing fans. But
shots on the gloves and the arms and a few getting through is not the answer. That's good offense right there from Dogbe.
Highly competitive. Dogbe raises his hand. It was a good fight from 2 good fighters who have had their opportunities at the top. One conquered, got a belt. And they go the distance here, 10 rounds. Razor thin. Majority decision goes in favor of Dogbe.
We'll go for a quick break. Entertainment follows.
Malaria nti abayi waye juma bono malaria therefore ya o nti awo ahire ne customers ni wahu ne se maami aye smart abe CB Malakio amma ne baya odi ko school she se aduane si berry market chi ani malaria nti a onti mi
and now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one and Trebetua and the CB Malakio. You do not and now kick out bomb as soon as I CB Malakio. And no way so dear. And I don't grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing near my appeal for about a woman for any quada won't in fear.
Susiana. Well, how would you win?
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and crato you aja to Musa eye.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supply of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
You're welcome back from the break. You're watching the Evening News Bulletin right here from our studio, the John Evans at Emils High Street in Accra. My name, once again, is Anastasia. But now to entertainment news. Journalist Albert Nathide, popularly known as Bongo Ideas, has turned down the proposed collaboration with EIB Network as a campaign against cyberbullying and social media abuse. Albert surfaced when he was auditioned at GH1's reality show, The Next TV Star. Albert met his untimely humiliation and worst experience when he faced women he had previously attacked their relevance in the media space on Twitter, the widest social media platform. However, these women who doubled as judges for the auditioning were journalist Nana Bandamwa, general manager for GH1, Sewami here, a broadcaster for GH1, and Bridget Otu, also a newscaster with Metro TV. The viral video of journalist Albert received diverse reactions from the public, while others hailed the journalist for putting Albert in his place. Others also condemned them. Few days after Albert was seen in viral picture with CEO of EIB Network and Nanaba Anamwa, which was captioned, "All done," with the notion of Albert starting to work with the EIB Network. Bongo has officially turned down the offer from EIB Network on another tweet with the reason of staying off public domain, he stated.
That is your Twitter page.
Okay.
That
Twitter is our agenda.
What's his agenda? So in other words, it's about fooling and saying stupid things that is meant to tarnish someone else's image. What's this factual about what you've written about Sewa?
I mean, Twitter is a different world, you know.
How? Twitter?
Get that right. You can't even spell am I. You can't even spell it. Yet you think you can sit behind a phone and write crap on Twitter about people. Simple am I. You can't spell it. But that's not the point. You question people's relevance. How relevant do you think you are? Because I've seen.
Meanwhile, there has been some new updates on this particular story where the newscaster with Metro TV has also sent out some word of caution to GH1 or EIB Network that her videos on the Next TV Star should be edited. Well, there will be some updates also on that tomorrow morning on the AM Ghana News. But this will do for this evening. My name is Anastasia. But before we go, let's take a look at our top stories. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has urged all Ghanaians to assist government to shape the country's digital future for the better. Now, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo has commissioned a chips compound, a mechanized borehole, and a 6-unit classroom block in this region. Now, in some religious stories, over the weekend, a new batch of executives of the Anglican Men's Fellowship were charged to avail themselves to be used as vessels for Christ by Archbishop Ben Smith. News was brought to you by Vena Natural Mineral Water, CB Herbal Center, and Blue City Ties and Accessories. We streamed live on Facebook on Adoatv Ghana. My name is Anastasia Badu. We'll see you tomorrow.